morning. Good morning to Sunday's class. I'm very happy to be here today. We'll give some of the students a few moments just to check in. You will need for this class a block or two, or maybe if you have a stool, something that can help you to bring the floor a little bit higher so you can lean with your hands. If you have a strap, will be very helpful. If you don't have a strap, maybe a towel or a tie that can help you to lengthen. I would recommend not using a band unless it's very sturdy. In addition, a chair and a wall that will be accessible to you near your mat. You may need the chair, you may not, but it's nice to have it there just in case you need it. Last week's practice we talked, we focused mainly about creating stability and balancing on the one leg. We're going to continue with the theme today, creating stability in order to create freedom. In yoga, the term for that is Stiram Sukham Asanam. Stira means steady, stability. Sukha means good space and ease. So through your practice today, what I would like for you to focus is first, find the stability in whatever it is that is supporting you. Sometimes it might be your hand, sometimes it might be your hands and your legs, or just your legs. This refers to the same thing in our lives. If we don't have a sense of stability and we overload everything, we always feel that we are in a deficit, physically, mentally, emotionally. So we will go slow with our practice today. We will start from modifications and then we will build up the practice. Building up the practice does not mean that you have to do everything that I offer. And that's why I build it up from the beginning. So if whatever it is that is the next progression may not work for you today, just modify and stay at the level that I introduced to you prior to that. One of the poses that we will focus on today will be Padakustasana, which means hand to foot. Pada means foot, hasta means hand. So hand to foot, and we will introduce that in different variations in different planes. That does not mean that your hand has to be holding to your big toe. It might mean that you're just here. It might mean that your foot may be on the chair in front of you. But we will introduce all of that. We will warm the body. As always, please, if you have any injuries, pay attention to your body. The video is available, so at any time that you felt something that needed attention, I always celebrate my vulnerabilities because it allows me to get stronger. And if we just stay stagnant in where we are, you never really give yourself an opportunity to grow. And if you got introduced to a movement that is out of your norm, you might find yourself injuring yourself because your body has not been there before. So a chair, handy, a block or two, a strap or a tie or a towel. Let's get started on the floor. If you have a block, you can put the block on the low setting and put your sacrum, rest your sacrum on the block. Start with your knees bent. So creating stability in order to create freedom, start from the get-go. Find the stability on the block. Allow the shoulders to relax down. Start with your knees bent and then starting to bring awareness to your breath without any force. And through your whole practice, I invite you to find some sense of freedom. Your breath quality is your inner barometer. It helps you to to gauge where you are in your body. If you notice that you're holding your breath and you're breathing shallow breath, then back off from the pose and then just regress the pose to a lower setting so that works for you. Widen your collarbones. Bring awareness to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. And from that space, turn on your inner light in a form of a flashlight. Eyes within your body to notice where and what you feel. And now turn the light on into your chest cavity. Envision this little accordion within your chest cavity, expanding your breath to the right, to the left side of your rib cage, to the front and the back of your heart. So you're having three-dimensional breath. Option to lengthen one leg forward, or two legs forward, or alternate. Creating a little space in the front of your thigh, the hip flexors. And then notice the feedback that you're getting through your body as you're breathing in and breathing out. Through your practice, I invite you to take a pause, to check in about finding yourself stable, steady, to create a sense of ease. Gradually bringing awareness to your Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, breathing in and out through the nose, contracting the back of your throat, creating this hissing sound as if you're fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. With your next breath, bend your knees if you extended them. Bring your hands over your heart. Hook your thumbs together. Spread your fingers, the rest of your 8 fingers like a fan. Bend your elbows on the inhale, and then on the exhale, extend your elbows over your head. Resist the thumbs without releasing your thumbs. And feel the stretch. Expanding your rib cage, your intercostal muscles. Those are the muscles between your ribs. Widening your shoulder blades. Slowly release your thumbs, big circle over your head. Bring your hands by your hips, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Move the block out of the way, lengthen your tailbone. Good. Hug your knees to your chest, little circles. And with your next breath, just extend your left leg out, big toe towards the midline, ground your sacrum, and then cradle your right shin towards your chest. Dorsiflex your ankles, spread your toes. Inhale, soften your right leg grip. Exhale, squeeze your knee into your chest a little bit more. Inhale, soften the grip. Exhale, open your right knee towards your right armpit. Rotate your right heel towards the ceiling so you're externally rotating. Breathing here. Notice what that feels like. Left heel lengthened, right sitting bone lengthened. Slowly bring your leg in. Left hand to the outside of your right knee. Inhale. Exhale. Twist to the left. Gaze to the right. Breathe. Drop your left toes towards the wide part of your mat. Lengthen your hips away from your rib cage. Slowly come center. Find your strap. If you have a little loop or not, put it over your right foot. Straighten your right leg out. Option to bend your left knee if you super tighten your hamstrings. That will allow you to relax into the pose a little bit more. And then find steadiness through your back body. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen your heel towards the ceiling. Slightly bend your right knee. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. As I said, option to lengthen your left leg, big toe towards the midline. Relax your shoulders down, your lower ribs, the front lower ribs towards each other, towards your navel, and then towards your spine. Keep breathing here. With your next breath, grab the strap only with your right hand. Keep your left hand on your thigh. Bend your right knee. Inhale. Exhale. Extend the right leg to the right. Your left knee can stay bent. If you feel that your left hip is coming off the floor, ground your left hip and maybe you're not going that far out. Breathe. Gaze to the left. Now from the inner groin, lengthen to the inner heel. And then from your heel to your inner groin, there's another arrow. Breathe and lengthen. With your next breath, bring your right leg up. Bend your left knee. Scoot your hips to the right. Drop your left leg out, drop your toes to the left. Grab the strap with your left hand. Your right thumb over the right crease of your thigh to lengthen that hip forward. Your left leg is not going all the way down, we're just getting a little IT band here, stretch. Keep lengthening the right hip forward. Bend and straighten a few times if you need to. Find a sense of stability, steer arm, and a sense of ease. And ease may mean that your knees bend. Breathe here. Your inner light is turned on and shine it upon where you feel the resistance. Slowly come center, release the strap, hug your right knee in, and then extend the leg all the way out. Shake your hips side to side. With your next breath, hug your left knee in, cradle your shin with your hands. Dorsiflex your right and left ankle. Ground your sacrum to the mat. Ground your shoulders. With your next breath, soften the grip of your leg. On the exhale, engage your core, bring your knee towards your chest. Lengthen to the right heel through the left sitting bone. Inhale, soften your grip. Exhale, take your left knee towards your left armpit. Turn your left heel towards the ceiling, so externally rotating the hip. And breathe here. Keep lengthening the right heel and the left sitting bone. Notice what feedback you get from your body. Breathe in. Remember, our practice here is to explore, to create some heat, to let go of some dormant energy, to allow us to feel a little bit freer in our body, in our mind, in our soul. With your next breath, bring your knee center. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left hand in a T position. Drop your knee to the right. Lengthen your hip. Waistline is wide. Expand your chest with your breath. Through your practice, I invite you to explore to be curious of where you are in your body, where you need to shine your inner light, where you need to breathe in and out of mindfully. Slowly come center. Find your strap over your left foot. Grab the strap with both hands. Dorsiflex your right foot, dorsiflex your left foot. Bend your left knee for on the inhale. And on the exhale, straighten any amount. Breathe. Remember, your right knee can be bent to give you more stability, to give you more ease. Breathe here. Bend and straighten a few times if you need that. We all come from different backgrounds. Every day is different. So honor your body. Bend the knee and straighten. Lengthen your sitting bone. Shine your hamstring with your inner light, with your breath. And as you're assessing and scanning your body, notice where you need to focus your breath into. With your next breath, grab the strap on you with your left hand. You might want to bend your right knee or not. Keep your right hand on your thigh if it's extended, and drop your left leg to the left. Keep your left elbow straight so your hand comes closer to your foot. Gaze to the right. And then feel free to bend your knee and straighten any amount. From the inner groin to the inner heel, you're elongating, and then from your heel, draw the heel towards your sitting bone. Breathe. Slowly power your belly, come up with your leg. Grab the strap with your right hand, left thumb to the crease of your left thigh. Drop the right foot to the right. Drop your left foot to the right slightly, but lengthen the left hip. Lengthen as if your left sitting bone wants to touch the wall in front of you. And breathe. Notice the feedback that you're getting from your body. Where do you need to shine your inner light and your breath? Where can you create a sense of ease? Maybe if you bend your knee, you'll feel more stable and more ease. Slowly come center. Release the strap. Hug both knees to your chest. Little circles, one way with your hips and another. Cross your ankles or any way that brings you to all fours. Wrist under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Your index finger will be facing the front of your mat. And now push the floor to create space between your shoulder blades, and energetically turn your right hand to the right, isometrically to the right, and your left hand to the left. Inner elbows will come, the eye of your inner, the elbow will come towards the front of your mat. Push the floor here. Gaze forward, shoulders away from your ears, and now hug your belly in. Extend your left leg behind you, tuck your toes to the earth. Get a calf stretch here. And then bring forward. Bring your right hand off the floor, make a fist with your right hand and extend it forward. Draw the upper arm in so you're feeling your upper back strong here. Lift your left leg off the floor. Doesn't have to be super high. Keep the natural spine. So your belly is hugged in, corset in, your front lower ribs towards your spine. Inhale here, exhale, elbow to knee. We're gonna hold it, push the floor. Round your spine, flexion here. Keep breathing. With control, extend the right leg forward, the left leg back. Engage the glute muscles, make a fist with your right hand, push the floor. Glutes are active. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow. Squeeze it in. Breathe. Extend the leg out. Lower your right hand to the floor. Cup kick your left hand and then bring your left foot forward. Now we did, I guess, watch me for a second because we'll have those transitions through the whole practice. Last week we did the same thing, so you cup kick your hand, bend your knee, and then you could lift your hand to bring your left foot forward. Well, you could do the same thing from plank or from down dog. Or the other option will be to just bring your hands, if you're in down dog here, you could bring your right knee down and do the same thing here if it's hard for you to transition forward. Wherever you are, your left foot is forward. If you have blocks, bring the blocks to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under and then walk your right knee back. Lift your chest up. You can come to the tall blocks. If you have no blocks, hand to your thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, hamstring stretch, just shift back. Draw the left hip back, shine your collarbones. And we'll go forward and back just a couple of times here. Lift, feel the hips. Lift your hip points up. Engage your glute. Exhale, draw the left hip back. The left heel towards your left sitting bone. Breathe here. With your next breath, bend your left knee. Right hand down to the floor. Bend the left elbow and open. Keep your left inner knee towards your chest. Right rib cage towards the ceiling. Breathe. Power your belly. Slowly come up. Take your left hand to your thigh. Turn your right palm up. And then side flexion. You could gaze to the left, you can gaze to the right. Breathe. Lift your rib cage up, allow your spine to be tall. Slowly open, windshield your arms. Your left knee wants to open, keep it bent over your ankle and towards the second toe. Breathe. Here we go, there's a little transition here. Watch me. Take your right hand down. Pivot your right foot back. You can hold on to your big toes or to your knee and bring your foot to the center of your mat. Push the floor with your right hand. Hug your knee to your chest or your big toe and then open to the left. Again, you can just hold on to your knee. So there's abduction here. We're pulling it out. Any option that works for you. Breathe here. Gaze to the front of your mat. Walk your left foot or your knee or your ankle to the front of your mat. Bring your right foot back. Lift your back knee. Downward facing dog. So your hands will be the same alignment as we did in the beginning. Isometrically turn your right and left hand away from each other. Bend your knees for now and bring your chest towards your thighs. Find that imaginary block between your elbows and squeeze it. Shine the crown of your head towards the mat and impact your sitting bones up and tailbone back as you're straightening your knees and near mat. Breathe here. Bend your right knee. Gaze under your left armpit. Bend your left knee, gaze under the right armpit, lengthen, lift. Inhale, gaze forward, straighten both knees. Gaze forward, walk your feet about 1 or 2 inches, come into plank pose. Grip the floor, push the floor, broaden your shoulders. Lower your knees to the floor, child's pose. Inhale, gaze forward, coming to all fours. Align your knees with your hips, shoulder with your wrist. Push the floor, grip the floor with your fingertips. Breathe here, extend your left leg out, the right leg out. Heel back. Make a fist with your left hand and lengthen your left arm. Plug the upper arm in and find your core set, engage your core. Lift your right leg up. Your leg doesn't have to be super high as long as your glute is active. Feel your upper back strong. Push the floor with your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Round and flex your spine. Push the floor. Extend, lengthen. Knee to elbow. Squeeze round, round, round. Extend, inhale. Lower your left hand. Cupcake your right hand. Bend your right knee, hand to your hip, bring your right foot forward. Organize, take your time. Find your blocks if you have them. Tuck your left toes under. Walk your knee back slightly. Hip points are lifting, engage your core. Lift your chest up. Anjali-asana here, variation. Inhale. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Draw the right hip back. Inhale forward, lift your hip points up. Exhale, shift back. One more time, bend your knee, inhale, lift. Take your left hand down. Bend your right elbow and open to a twist. Externally rotate your shoulders. Engage your core in. Shine your left ribs to the ceiling. Slowly push the floor to come up. Bring your right hand to your thigh. Inhale here. Turn your left palm up. Side flexion. Decide if you're getting to the right or to the left. Lift your spine tall. Breathe here. Inhale from here. Shine your right hand to the right. Windmill your arms. Breathe. Okay, get to the front of your mat. Lower your left hand. Pivot your left foot to the left. Look at your right foot. You can hold on to your big toe or to your knee or to your ankle and walk that foot to the center of your mat. Organize your left leg. You can stay here or you can lift your right foot off the floor with your knee or your big toe. Abducting the hip, open to the right. Breathe here. Push the floor. Remember your knee. You can hold on to your knee. Gaze forward. Hold on to your knee, to your ankle, or to your big toe. Bring your right foot forward. Frame your right foot. Lift up your back knee off the floor. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Find your blocks or not. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands can go on your shins if you don't have blocks. Inhale, shins, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, hands to your hips, engage your glutes. Bend your knees slightly, engage your core, slowly come all the way up. Hands to over your head, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to your heart center. Take a moment here, set your intention, remind yourself our focus today is stability to create a sense of ease and freedom. Breathe in. Feel the foundation of your feet. Lift your kneecaps up, engaging the front of your thighs. Squeeze your inner legs. And then engaging the back of your thighs from your heel, lift the energy to your sitting bones. Corset your abdominal, so bring your hip points towards the center, towards your navel, and then zip it all up. Bring your lower ribs towards each other as if you have another corset here. Shoulders broad, crown of the head long. Now take your palms over the crown of your head gently. And now as if your crown of your head is pushing your hands to the ceiling, feel the sense of freedom and length as you're grounding through the earth. Feel that. Chin is neutral, the chin towards the back of your neck like an accordion. Press evenly through the inner and outer arches of your feet. Breathe there. Release your arms by your side. Tadasana. Inhale, turn your palms up. Gaze up. Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, left leg goes back, knee down to the floor. Lift your chest up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. With your next breath, plank pose, come over to your tippy toes, shoulders over your wrists. Lower your knees down, chest and chin down. Inhale, baby cobra, hands by your chest. Push the floor, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Again, lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Find that block between your elbows. Lengthen your ribcage towards the crown of your head. Lift your kneecaps, lift the front of your thighs up. Feet together. Left leg lifts, all 5 toes are down, squeeze your inner legs. Gaze forward, bend your knee, come to your tippy toes, cupcake your left hand. Bring your left foot forward, left hand to your hip. Lower your right knee almost to the floor, open your heart. Shift your hips back. Right foot next to the left foot. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Hands to your hips, engage your glutes, engage your core, bend your knees, lift all the way up, hands over your head. Hands to your heart center. Take a moment, breathe. Inhale, Urdhvastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, right knee to the floor. Open your heart, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plank pose on the inhale, shoulders over your wrists. Lower your knee down or not, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or maybe a bigger cobra. That means you're straightening your elbows any amount, shoulders back. Maybe up dog, knees off the floor. Lift. On the inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Shift your hips back. Find your block between your elbows. Lengthen your spine tall. Ribcage towards the crown of your head. Feet together. Right leg lifts. Gaze forward, come to your left tippy toes, bend your right knee, cupcake your right. Almost inhale. Exhale, shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your hips, engage your core, bend your knees, lift all the way up. Hands to your heart center. Just one more like that. Take a moment, breathe. Inhale, Urdhva-stasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg goes back, knee down to the floor. Lift your heart, inhale. This time plank pose, exhale, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga, anywhere that works for you. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Breathe, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathe here. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Breathe. Left leg lifts. Gaze forward, come to your right tippy toes, bend your knee, left foot forward. Any transition that works for you. Lower your right knee down, lift your chest, inhale. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your hip, engage your glutes, your core, bend your knees, lift all the way up. Gaze up. Hands to your heart center. Last side, inhale, open and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right knee goes back to the floor. Open your heart, inhale. Exhale, plank pose this time. Good. Shift forward to your tippy toes, knees on the floor if you need to, lower down. Plank, cobra or up dog, lengthen and lift, open. Take your time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose, breathe. So we're creating a little heat here. Lengthen your spine, lengthen your tailbone. Feet together, right leg lift, all 5 toes are down. Gaze forward, come to your tippy toes, right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee down, inhale. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your hips, engage your core, bend your knees slightly, lift all the way up. Hands to your heart. Breathe, take a moment. Find a strap or a towel or whatever else you have. Bring the strap behind you. I would say about 1.5 feet apart from each other. Open your feet hip width apart. Draw the shoulders back and down. Draw the elbows back. Gaze forward, inhale, lift your chest. On the exhale, bend your knees. Bring your arms up and over your head. Keep your shoulder points back. Breathe, lift your sitting bones up. Breathe. Fold from your hip, not from your shoulders. Bend your knees if you need to. Halfway, gaze forward halfway, lift, inhale. Bring the shoulder blades back and down, exhale, forward fold. Bring more weight to the ball of your foot, lift your sitting bones up. Engage your kneecaps. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Power your belly, power your glutes. Slowly push all the way up. Good. Let go of the strap. Shake it off slightly. Make sure that you have your blocks nearby you just in case you need them. If you need your chair for balance, the chair is there to support you if you need to. Bring your weight to your right foot. Bend your left knee. Hold on to your left knee or to your big toe. That's where the wall will help you. So remember, just find where you are. There is no end pose. We're working towards it to create stability. So find that strong leg squeezing you to the midline. Maybe you have stability there, and then you're gonna step, hold on to your big toe. Just hold on to your big toe or to your ankle or to your knee. Breathe here. If you have more, open the left. Side rotation, abduction and rotation to the left. Breathe here. Gaze forward, bring your knee forward, let go of your hand. Bring your hands over your head. Left leg goes all the way behind you, slow and controlled to runner's lunge. Lower your left knee down to the floor, Anjaneyasana. Relax the back foot. Lift your hip points, engage your glutes, lift your heart. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand down. Open your arm into a twist. Have your right knee into the midline. Bring your left ribcage towards the ceiling. Push the floor to come into windmill. Windmill your arms. Breathe. Lower your left hand down in front of you. So align the heel of your hand with your right big toe and to the left slightly. Pivot your left foot. We did this before. Remember, we're just growing and gradually progressing. So either you hold on to your knee and you walk your foot to the center of your mat, or you hold on to your big toe with your peace fingers, walk to the center of your mat or lift the foot. Some of you may be able to straighten the leg. Use your variation. Bend your knee and open to the right, or hold on to your knee or extend to the right. Push the floor. Keep breathing. Pada Gustasana right here, big toe. Gaze forward, bend your knee, hold on to your knee or ankle or your toes, bring your right foot forward, pivot your left foot, three-legged down dog. Open, square your hips, plank pose, lower down all the way to the floor. Walk your hands alongside your body, palms are down. Locust pose, feet together, heels together. Draw the shoulders up and back. Push the floor, lift your chest. Lift your chest. Breathe here. Lift your hands off the floor. Lift your feet off the floor. Keep lifting, push the floor. Lift your lower abdomen up. Hands by your chest. Push the floor to come to child's pose just for a breath. Let it go. Breathe. Find again some freedom, some ease. Life always throws different challenges in our bodies, in our lives. So find a moment to take a pause, to reorganize. Slowly gaze forward. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Listen carefully. Inhale. Left knee to your right elbow. Lower the knee all the way down to the floor. Ground your right heel down. Walk your left hand forward just a smidgen. Bend the right elbow and open the elbow. Variation of falling triangle. Take a photo of that. Breathe here. Gaze down. Bring your right hand down. Three-legged down dog. Lift the left leg back. Gaze forward. Left foot comes forward. Bring your right foot back in a little bit into pyramid pose. So make sure that your feet are as wide as your hips. That will give you more space. If you need your chair, you can bring your chair to the front of your mat to hold on to it if you're very tight. If you have blocks, you can use your blocks. Draw the left hip back. Lengthen your spine tall. Forward fold. If you don't need blocks, you can go all the way down to the floor. Use any variation that works for you. The chair is there to assist you. Breathe. Squeeze the inner legs together and drag your left heel towards your right foot. Breathe. Gaze forward. Move the blocks out of the way. Bend your left knee slightly. Look under your belly. Lengthen your right leg back, further back. Align your heel with your heel or heel with the inner arch. Push to come up. So for warrior two and for triangle, you pretty much want your wrist to be aligned with your ankles. And then you may have to adjust again. Bend your left knee. Align with your second toe. Hands to your ribs. Turn your ribs to the right. Take your right hand to your right thigh and push the thigh to your hand. Feel the activation. Warrior two. Come down slightly. Lift your pelvic floor. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Breathe here. Straighten your leg. Right hand to your hip. Take your left hand. Draw it down towards the outer side of your left leg. Breathe here. We'll come back again. Push to come up. Use your core. Exhale, lower down. Now lengthen your spine. Bring the left ribcage towards the ceiling. If you have a block, you can use a block or use your hand. So you want to make sure that your chest is not coming forward. Okay? Breathe here. Right arm comes up. Keep shining your left ribcage towards the ceiling. Squeeze your inner legs. Breathe here. With your next breath, gaze forward. Bend your left knee. Frame your left foot. Lift up your back heel. Walk your right foot back in a little bit, coming into an L shape. Balance L shape here, needle. Breathe. Again, if that feels good, stay here. If you want to balance a little bit, you can lift your left hand off the floor. You can lift your right hand off the floor, alternate. Breathe. Bend your left knee. Power your belly. Either you come all the way with no hands or you bring your right foot next to the right foot and come up. You decide. So push the floor to come all the way up and down. Shake it off. Breathe in, that one side. Find your stability, find your freedom, find the heat. The best way to find your strength is when you were challenged. So especially with the corona, we've been definitely challenged, but we try to find some stability as we evolve into whatever is the new. We don't know what that is. Okay, inhale, balance on your left foot, strong leg. Lift up your right leg. Feel your left hip grounding to the midline. So on the inhale, your hip wants to go out and then shift it into the midline. We did that last week. Hold on to your right knee or right ankle or your big toe. Breathe here, lengthen. Find a spot that doesn't move. Stay here or open your leg to the right. Abducting the right hip and then rotating. So lift that right heel up towards the ceiling. Gaze forward. Release your foot or your knee. Bring your hands over your head. Think of runner's lunge with your right leg. Go slow. Slow. Use your core, use your glutes. Find it. Lower your right knee down to the floor. Lift your hip points. Relax the back foot. Lift your hip points. Engage your glute. Gaze up is an option. Inhale, gaze forward. Right hand down, align the heel of your hand with your left toes. Easy twist. Modification here. Shine your right ribcage towards the ceiling and breathe. Find your freedom, find your stability here. Power your belly. Push the floor to lift your right hand into windmill here. Breathe. So this is a safe environment for us to find a sense of stability. Even if we wobble through the wobble, we find that stability. Gaze forward. Bring your right hand down again. Pivot your back foot to the right. Hold on to your big toe or your ankle or your knee. Walk your foot to the center of your mat. Lift it up or straighten the leg. Even with straight leg, you can hook your hand underneath your hamstring. There's something on the menu for everyone. Extend. If you have shoulder issues, come down to your elbow and modify. Breathe here. If your leg is extended or bent, open to the left is an option. Breathe here for 3, 2. Gaze to the front of your mat. Bend your knee. Walk your foot to the front of your mat. Pivot your back foot back in. Frame your left foot, 3-legged down dog. Breathe. Come all the way down to plank pose. Shoulders over your wrists. Lower all the way down to the floor. Breathe. Walk your feet back slightly. Take your hands behind you, interlace your hands. Put your awkward thumb on top. Shoulders up and back. Lift your shoulders, lift your head, lift your hands. Sorry, your feet. Locust pose, another variation. Breathe. Feel your back muscles. Notice where stability is and where freedom is. Hug your belly in. For 3, breathe 2, and 1. Slowly release. Hands by your chest. Child's pose. Breathe. Take a moment. Let it go. Slowly gaze forward. Find your downward facing dog. Lengthen, push the floor, hips are high, lift your kneecaps, feet together, right leg lifts. Inhale, gaze forward, knee to your left elbow, twist. Lower your right knee down to the floor, walk your right hand forward, flatten your left heel, bend the left elbow and open your arm. Variation of falling triangle. That will be your modification for the next flow. So just take a moment to see that. Breathe here. Slowly gaze down. Align your hands, lift up your back heel, 3-legged down dog. Bend your knee, gaze forward, pyramid pose. Pyramid pose. Bring your left leg in, draw the right hip back. Remember you have your chair. Draw the right hip back or your blocks. And if you're blessed with, sometimes I say cursed with flexibility, then you can come to the floor. Draw the right hip back, lengthen. Breathe. Bend your right knee, move the blocks out of the way for now. Frame your right foot, look at your left leg, align it with your right heel, heel to heel or heel to arch. Open and push the floor to come up. Again, align your ankles with your wrists, give or take. Hands to your ribs, bend your right knee towards your second toe. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Resist the thigh to your hand. Lift your hip points up, extend your arms. Turn your belly to the left. Breathe. Lower a little bit down. Squeeze your inner thighs up. Lift your hip points up. Find your stability. Smile. Take it easy. If you need to come up a little bit to create stability, please do so and then come back. Breathe here. Left hand to your hip. Straighten the right leg. Right hand to the outer thigh. Find a block if you need it close by. Shift your chest to the right. Shine your right ribcage towards the ceiling. Push the floor to come up. Do that one more time. Inhale. Lift your chest tall. Glide your right hand. Lengthen the crown of the head to the wall in front of you. Ribcage, right ribcage towards the ceiling. Extend your left arm. Find a block if you have it. Engage your kneecaps. Breathe. Keep breathing here. Maybe you close your eyes and just find where you are in your body. Oftentimes we just go, go, go. So feel. Engage your kneecap. Gaze towards your right foot. Bend your right knee. Frame your right foot. Lift up your back heel. Shorten your stance a little bit. And come in, bring your hands in front of your right foot. Lift up your left leg into L shape. Breathe, draw the hip back. If you want to balance, you have a lot of spice in you, micro bend your right knee. You can bring one hand to your chest, the opposite hand, maybe both hands. Breathe. Draw the right hip back. Okay, bend your right knee, maybe your left foot next to the right foot. If you want to balance, push the floor to come up. Oh, and then release it, take a little rest. So, I'm very warm, I'm sure you are, and you're feeling it, right? So now the time is to let go of that tension. Breathe in and breathe out. Everything we've done to this point, we progressed the flow, and you can stay at any one of those points. You can stay in child's pose if that's what you need today. The next flow, we're gonna prep for a little bit more spice. That's where your chair comes into you. If you already know that you're super flexible, stand in front of the wall, in front of you. Both feet are facing the wall in front of you. You're going to ground your left foot and bring your right foot in front of you on the wall. So you have an L shape. If that's not happening for you today, that's where your chair is. Stand in front of the chair, make sure the chair is against the wall so it doesn't move, and then bend your right foot. And then you just here and you just here. You might hold on to your knee. You may be able to touch your big toe or not, but you can definitely stay here or just hold on to your right knee like we did before. So you stay there. If you're going to the wall, your right foot is in front of you. Make sure your left toes are facing the front wall. Your chair can be there also to assist you if your leg is on the wall. Draw the right hip back, lift your arms over your head. Engage your glutes, lift your kneecaps up. Some of you can stay here. Some of you can still bend the right knee and do it on the wall. That's just another variation. If you have more space, bring your hands towards the wall. And draw the right hip back. Even if your knee is bent. Push the wall or the chair, come all the way down. Second variation is your left foot is going to be facing away from the wall, so to the wall in front of you, and your right foot is going to be facing the wall that you were on earlier. Okay, so that will be the same variation we did on the floor, abducting the right hip. You can stay here on the chair, you can hold on to your knee, you can hold on to your big toe. If you have more flexibility, you're going to find your left foot forward, the same thing, your right foot to the wall on your right, toes are facing the ceiling. Lengthen here, or hold on to your thigh. You can hold on to your thigh. You can hold on to your ankle or to your big toe and breathe. Your left hand can go to the left. You can gaze to the left. Okay? Bend your right knee if you need to, and you can hold on to your thigh. All of those are variations, and remember the chair. Slowly push the wall or the chair to come up. And we'll go to the other side. Face the wall in front of you. If you have your chair, this time your left foot will be on the chair or on the wall. If you're already on the wall, just follow the same instructions. Lift up, inhale, lift your arms over your head. You can hold on to your left shin. You can hook your arm, left arm under your thigh. You can go down to your ankle or to your big toe. Breathe here. So I'll just be here on the chair. If you're on the wall, please do so. Same thing. Breathe. Your right hand can be to your waistline to give you more stability. Bend your knee over your ankle. Slowly release your hand. Push the chair or the wall to come down. Turn away from the wall. So this time your right foot is facing the wall in front of you. Your left foot is on the wall, toes are up to the ceiling, or the chair to your left. So you are abducting your left hip to the left or to the wall. Decide where you are. Hold on to your left knee or left ankle or your left toes. Open the right arm. Breathe. So that's the variation on the chair. Same variation on the wall. Left toes are up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. You can hold on to your big toe, to your thigh, to your ankle, wherever you are. Breathe. Draw the left hip back. Okay, bring your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees slightly. Push the wall or the chair to come out of it. Okay, so here we are. Remember, you have the variation just to be where we started the whole time. You can skip that all together. If you want to come for a little bit more, I might wobble too, but we're still trying, so there's no end result to this. Ground your right foot, find your stability. Shift your hips to the right just to begin with. Bend your left knee. Stay here or extend the leg out. Any variation. You can hook your hand behind your thigh. You can hold on to your big toe. And now bring the right hip inwards, abducting. Lift your right arm up. Stay here or open to the left. Whoa! Remember, you can bend your knee. You can bend your knee. So don't look at me. Do your best. Breathe here. Staying strong to create freedom. Bring your left leg forward. Bend your knee if you need to. Release your hands over your heart. Inhale. Exhale, left leg back. That's a heart transition. Lower your knee if you need to. Crescent pose. Lift your kneecap up. Lower your knee right here. It's all good. Breathe. With your next breath, easy twist. Lower your left hand. Bend your right elbow and open your heart. Draw the left rib cage in. Push the floor. Lower your knee down. Windmill your arms. If you want more, you're going to lift your back knee off the floor. Breathe. Slowly gaze forward. Align your left heel of your hand with your right toes. Lower your knee down if you need to. Remember, we're going to bring the right foot to the center of your mat. If you want a little bit more, you're going to hold on to your big toe or your knee and then open in front of you. Or you can pivot the outer leg of your foot to go all the way this way, right here. You can hold on to your toe, you can hold on to your knee. You can extend the leg, you can lift it all the way up. Not easy, but do your best. You can just bend your knee. Whoa, slowly plank pose. Lower all the way down, rest. Ay, 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 make a pillow. So remember that discomfort is only temporary. But when we go through it, we're stronger, we're brighter, we're wiser. Tuck your toes under. Walk your knees to the back wall. Bend your knees. Reach your hands behind you. Hold on to your ankles if that's available for you. If not, just keep your hands alongside your body. Bend your knees and you just here, lift your chest. You want more? We're going to Urdhva Dhanurasana here. Bow pose. Keep your knees together. Squeeze your outer glutes. Lift your belly in. Lift your back ribs. Push your hands, your shins to your hands. Lift your knees, lift your chest. Keep breathing. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly release it. Relax your legs out. Take your left hand to 9 o'clock. Left cheek to the floor. Shift your hips to the left. And then flip your right leg behind you. Breathe here, take a moment. So we get startled when we are challenged, and then when we're forced to be challenged, our mind works very quickly to find the stability in order to give ourselves a little inner peace, physically, mentally, emotionally. So when you get challenged and you feel that you are out of balance, notice where can you balance. That's what the practice of yoga is teaching us. In a safe environment, to feel wobbly, to feel out of our comfort zone, but to put our feet in the deep end slightly. Slowly, slowly bring your right leg to the center. Even yourself out. Bring your left elbow in, your left palm. Take your right hand to 3 o'clock, right cheek on the floor. Walk your hips to the right. Lift your left leg up and over behind you. Separate your legs a lot. Relax the shoulder. And again, find stability here and create some freedom. The good news is that next week, all stretching, yin yoga. So invite your friends or tell them about it. I don't want you to get too close. You'll get your pillows and you'll really be able to relax into your body and mind. And again, take now the opportunity to find a sense of stability in your body, stiram, and a sense of ease somewhere in your body. Wherever you feel challenged, shine your inner light in there, stroke it in, give it some compassion, love. Slowly come center, hands by your chest, push the floor to come to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Inhale here, exhale, knee to your right elbow. Remember, you can bring your knee down to the floor or slide your leg all the way out, flatten your right heel, falling triangle. Again, your knee can come down to the floor. Breathe here, push the floor. For 3, keep breathing, squeeze your inner legs. Gaze down to the floor. Lift your right heel up. Glide your left leg out of there to 3-legged down dog. Left foot forward. Bring your right foot in a little bit, stagger your feet. Bend your left knee, hands to your hips. Come all the way up. You'll need a block for that one or not. If you have the chair, that's nice too. If you have a block, hold on to the block with your right hand. So we're going to revolve triangle. You can stay in pyramid pose like we did earlier. If you're coming with me, draw the left hip back, lift your kneecaps, engage your core. From your hip, come forward. Lengthen, lengthen. Take that right block further than your mat and draw the left hip back. Get a nice stretch here. Keep breathing. If that's plenty for you, stay. If you want to come with me, bring the block to the inner leg or to the outer leg. The outer leg will be a little more challenging. Draw the left hip back. Lengthen the crown of your head. Keep breathing here. If you have more stability, left hand comes up towards the ceiling. Here's to the left. Breathe here for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly gaze forward. Bend your left knee slightly. Bring your hands in front of you. Lift up your right leg up. This time you can go all the way up with your leg. If you want to go to Chapasana, you're going to bend the knee and you can bind your hand with your foot. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling. Any variation, you can stay in simple L shape here. Breathe. Lift your chest up. For 3, for 2, and for 1. If you bound, release, extend the leg out. Bend your left knee. Remember, right leg next to the left, or you're going to push the floor to come up. And release. Shake it off. Breathe. Okay, last side. I'm excited. Grounding through the left foot, so find your stability. Lift your right knee. You can stay bent here. You can hold on to your knee, your ankle, or your foot, your big toe. If you have more, you can extend the leg or hook your thigh or your hand underneath your right thigh. Wherever you are, breathe. Left hip towards the midline, squeeze it in. Lift your left arm up. If you have more, either bend your knee and open to the right, open your left arm to the left. Breathe here. Wobbling is okay, I'm wobbling, but I'm not giving up. I'm gonna try my best. For 3, for 2, and 1. Wherever you are, bring your knee forward. Lift your hands over your head. Think of runner's lunge. Shift your chest forward as your right leg goes back. Runner's lunge. There you go. Knee can go down to the floor. There you go, right here, or lift. Squeeze. Lift your right knee up, draw the left hip back, lift your heart. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, easy twist. Shine your right rib cage towards the ceiling. Lengthen the crown of your head. Lower your right knee down, or not. Windmill your arms. You can stay here. You can stay here or lift up your leg. Keep breathing. Slowly gaze forward. Lower your right hand down. You can lower your right knee down and then hold on to your knee. Your foot will go into the center of your mat, right here. If you want more, come to the outer blade of your right foot. Lift your foot, left foot off the floor. Remember, you can just hold on to your knee. You can extend the leg forward. You can extend the leg up. So this side of mine is a little weak. So we'll see. All right, engage, engage, engage for 3, 2, and 1. Release your leg wherever you are. Come all the way to plank pose. Lower down, child's pose. Breathe. So last week and this week are very strong, challenging practices. Doesn't always happen, but I really wanted us to dive into being challenged and still to create some sense of freedom. To notice that the end is not coming to the end when we are challenged and out of our comfort zone. Slowly bring your hands towards you and come into a yogic squat. If you need a block to sit on a block, feel free to do so. Okay, or you can sit here, or you can come to your toes, to the ball of your foot. If you have crow in your practice, don't wait for me. If you want to go from crow to headstand, go for it. That will be your opportunity. And then if not, you can just come with me. Draw the upper arm into the inner shin, and then open your hands slightly wider than your shoulders. You can stay here and just enjoy. You can bring your weight forward more, but keep resisting. Lift one foot off the floor, second foot. If you like to try one day, or you feel confident, then the block will be in front of you, and then you can just slowly bring your weight and bring the head towards the block. Make sure your block is not on the toe second, because it won't be stable. So wherever you are, if you did your crow pose, come all the way back, walk your hands forward, come to your downward facing dog, shake it off. Okay, feet together, right leg lifts. Knee to your left elbow. Lower the knee down to the floor or slide your foot through. Ground your left heel, lift up to a falling triangle. Lift, 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 breathe. Push the floor. Remember your modification. Lift up. Slowly gaze down, bring your left hand down. Lift your left heel, slide your right leg up. Three-legged down dog. Gaze forward, right foot forward. Bring your left foot in and a little wider so your heel and your sitting bone are aligned together. Find your chair if you need to, or push the floor, bend your knee, come all the way up. Find your stability here again, so make sure your feet are grounded and stable. Take the block to your left hand, lift it up, right hand to your hip. Draw the right hip back as you lengthen your spine forward. Lift your kneecap. Block is passing your mat. Draw the right hip back, long spine. Squeeze your inner thighs. Stay here or bring the block to the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot. Draw the right hip back, lengthen your spine tall. You feel stability here and you have more, you can lengthen your right arm towards the back, towards the ceiling, sorry. Squeeze your belly in. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Gaze down, bring your right knee slightly. Frame your right foot and bring your hand in front of you a little bit. Lift up your left leg. Again, if you want to go to Chapasana here, you're going to bend your knee. You can just stay that way, or you can bind with your right hand. Find it, and now resist your hand and your foot to lift your knee higher towards the ceiling. Gaze down. Draw the right hip back. For 3. Breathe 2. And 1. Slowly release it. Let go of the leg. Listen, take your left knee, bend it, bend your right knee, come all the way down to the floor. Hallelujah. Ho, ho. All right, here we are. I apologize if you felt that was way too challenging today, but you'll feel good after that. So, both sitting bones are down, right knee bent over the left. If that's too hard for you, you can extend the bottom leg out. You can bring your right leg to the inside. Find both sitting bones down. Lift your left arm up and then give it a hug. Move the belly in. Round. Keep breathing. You should feel stretched out. We did lots of hamstrings today. Lateral stretch, so we did it all. Twisting, inversions. Slowly, slowly release. Open your right leg to the right. Find both sitting bones on the floor. Take your fingertips behind you, open your heart, inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. If you have a block, it's nice to keep the block. Forehead down. You can put the block on tall and even make your elbows on the block. And with the heels of your hand, you can make a pillow. Breathe here. Allow the fall to come from your hips and not from your shoulders. If you're further, feel free, you can lengthen the block in front of you. Slowly walk your hands back. Bend your right knee again behind you. Remove the skin from your calf muscle, the gastrocs. Lift your arms up, inhale. Turn your chest to the left. Bring your hands down to the floor and then push the floor to draw your left hip to the back wall. Keep breathing here. Slowly come back. Release. Straighten both legs out. So Paschimottanasana is very similar to what we did the whole practice today. Lengthen and then you might hold on to your feet, you might not. You might just hook your hands under your knees, but come from your hip all the way forward. If you have a block and a strap, feel free to put the block first and then the strap over. Keep your elbows straight. You should feel more open now with your hamstrings. Lengthen your spine, lift your belly, lift your lower belly up and then over. Keep breathing. Engage your kneecaps. Slowly release. Bring your hands back. Bend your right knee. Bring it under. Bend your left knee and bring it over. Organize. Find both sitting bones down. Lift your right hand up. Lengthen your thoracic spine here and then hook your inner elbow towards your knee. Remove your belly away from the inner thigh. Interlace your feet. Try to find both sitting bones down and now allow the spine to lengthen, grounding through the sitting bones, lengthening to the crown of your head. Gaze to the left. Gaze forward, inhale, release your hands. Open your left leg to the left. Flex your foot. Hands behind you. Lift your hips and scoot them forward. So you're right on your sitting bones. And again, find your block. You could be with your elbows. Create a little shelf here. But make sure that you're coming from your hips. You could stay here the whole time. Flex your left foot. Whatever you are, make it feel good. So find a sense of ease. Ground your sitting bones down. And breathe. Scan your body. And then notice how quickly we can calm the nerve system And the idea is to really keep a steady mind when we are challenged. That's when we really are good technicians. Slowly, slowly walk your hands back. Shift to the right. Bend your left knee. Remove the skin of your calf muscle with your thumb. Lift your arms, inhale. Twist to the right, rotation. Lower your hands. Push your hands away from your body. Draw the right hip back. Breathe, lengthen. Slowly, slowly release. Extend your legs. Come all the way to your back. We'll do one quick bridge just to counteract all the flexion we did today. If you have a strap, please put the strap over your ankles. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Bring your feet closer to your glutes. Shoulders are broad. Engage your outer glutes. Inhale. Squeeze your inner legs. Lift your hips any amount. Lift your hip points towards your chest. Keep breathing. It's a back bend. Lengthen your sitting bones towards the back of your knees. Slowly, slowly lengthen your tailbone. Remove the strap if you have it. Open your arms in a T. Lift your feet off the floor and then just side bending. Drop your knees to the right, gaze to the left. Breathe into your low back. Your waistline is long. Slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale to the right, gaze to the left. Slowly come center. Extend your legs out for Shavasana. Hold on to opposite elbows and walk your shoulders away from each other. Relax your arms. Let them fall where they may. Let your legs fall where they may. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And through the mouth, ah. Now take a moment to feel the stability through your back body. Internalizing that every cell in your body practiced today. And then through all the challenges, you're still here. Hopefully in one piece and not injured. That's always my goal. Mindful of all the toxins and the stress you were able to release. To create a sense of ease, good space, freedom in your system. As you bring awareness to your third eye, turn on your inner pillar of light. And I savor and really connect to that inner pillar of light. As you associate with the inner light, immediately there is a sense of confidence, comfort, inner peace. Let it turn every cell in your body. And then let your breath follow your inner pillar of light to fertilize, to nurture, to heal. From within, Turn the light on towards your shoulder blades, let them relax. Now like a laser light from the third eye. Envision your inner pillar of light turning every cell in your body. Where your heart is craving that breath, thirsty for more energy, a sense of grandness, envision your mat is carrying your back body as if you're floating on top of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Feel the connection as if all the little lights in your body gathered up in your heart center to a big ball of light of gratitude, compassion, joy, contentment. Bend your knees. And shift over to the left or the right side in a fetus pose. As always, remember your practice is just a school of life. Hopefully you learned something today that assists you in your journey. Slowly push, and now you head to come last to a comfortable seat. Take your left hand to your right knee. Turn your right palm up and over to the left. Gaze to the right. Lift your spine tall. Bring the left hand to the right hand to the left corner and over to the right. Gaze behind you. And then we simply change. Take your right hand to your left knee. Turn your left palm up. Lengthen your spine, gaze towards the left. Take your left hand to the right corner, to the left corner and behind you, open. Gaze forward, hands to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you feel better, energized, vibrant. Next Sunday is Yin Yoga, pillows, blocks, straps. I will meet you on the mat. I'll be here this Tuesday for Pilates and stretch. Please leave comments, share our practice with your friends that could benefit from it. Any feedback always helps me personally to tweak my practice, maybe to spice it up or to back off a little bit. Today, as I said, was more challenging, just like last week. And then every week is going to be different. Namaste. Thank you.